Hello everybody, how's it going? I will listen today about break statements. Break statement is actually useful so much because it's helped us to optimize our program efficiency so much. By using break statements, it's helped us to enhance our program efficiency so much. So let's go to see the syntax of the break statements and with what we can use it. All right, the syntax of break statements, first we can use it with for loop and while loop, and we just use break keyword in the place that we want to let the compiler go out of the for loop or out of the while loop. For example, here we have initialization, condition, update, and if the condition of the for loop is true, the compiler will go inside the for loop code or the for loop body and execute the code. But sometimes we need to do condition inside the for loop. For example, if I want the I equal 3, if I want the I after the compiler updated 3 times here in I++ in update 3 times and I already equal 3, like I instead 1 it's become 3. I want the compiler not complete to run inside the for loop and exit from the for loop and not complete to upgrade the I until, for example, reach 5 or reach 6. It depends about the condition of for loop. Sometimes I want the compiler just take me out of the for loop to enhance or optimize our program efficiency and not waste time to run in the for loop and upgrade the value, for example, of I that I don't need it anymore. So we use break statement, and same also we can use it with while loop. So let's go to Visual Studio to see how we're gonna use break statement to understand me more. All right, this is our program. We have here for loop in our initialization of the for loop integer I equal 1 semicolon I less than or equal 5. It's true, so the compiler will go inside this for loop to execute these if statements. The if statement said if I equal 3, if I, which is now represent number 1, equal 3, please break of this for loop, like don't complete to check the condition and update the I value, break from the for loop and execute any line of code after the for loop. So let's do run to see what this program is going to execute for us. It should execute for us just 1, 2, because once the I reach 3, we don't want the compiler finish the program. Perfect. Here, first time I, it was represent 1 or I store inside it 1. So 1 less than 5, true. The compiler can check the if condition, while the 1 I is still 1. So I 1 equal 3, 1 it's 3, no, so compiler print for me I, it's number 1 now. Here I get back again, update the I, and I already 2 less than 5, yes, condition is true. 2 equal 3, no, so the compiler not do break, go print for me 2 and update the I by 1, so I already represent 3, so 3 less than 5, it's true. Compiler go inside the for loop or the for loop body, which is the code, and check the condition I equal 3, which means 3 equal 3. Yes, the condition is true, so do please break and don't complete to upgrade the I by 1. Check if the condition of the for loop true and get back again. No, I don't want this happen anymore. I want you to go out of the for loop and complete the rest of the code because I achieved my condition that I put it inside the for loop. That's how we use the break statement. Now let's get back to our slides. We'll take small homework to help us understand more the break statements and practice on it more and more. All right, this is our homework. I want you to write a program to do the following. Define an array integers contain 10 elements. You will build or create a normal array of 10, of 20, better of 10, and you will put 10 numbers, any numbers, 10, 20, 45, 55, any numbers you want to put. All right, but then after that I want you to find number 20 inside your array that you create, or any number you want to find. All right, you can practice on any number and print its position, use for loop and break statements. This is the homework that I want you to do it. You can try by yourself a little bit for half hour. If you cannot solve it, let's go to solve it together. I will solve this homework for you. So now we have homework solution. You could stop here the video a little bit, and if you couldn't solve it by yourself, get back to complete the video, resume the video to see or check the solution. All right, and don't panic and don't be sad. Don't let yourself down if you couldn't solve it. Still in the beginning, all of us face this problem. Programming, it's about collect ideas. As I said, you know how the people solve the programs, you know how people solve these problems, and with the time you will be better. It's just about practice. All right, so let's go to see the homework solution. All right, this is our homework solution. We define integer data type and we declare array of 10 as we said in the homework, the slides, equal 10, 20, 22. So you put just numbers in your array. All right, and I declare another integer. I define another variable and limit find 20. I want to find by 20 index inside the array. All right, so I assign to the find 20 variable number 20, and here I create a normal for loop. In initialization, we put integer I equals 0, I less than or equal 5. It's true, so the command will go inside the for loop and execute this line of code. First thing, we are at iteration 0 because I still represent 0, and we come here condition to break. If find 20 equal array of I is the index. If 20 in same position, in same index position in the array, no, because I represents 0, an array of I still now 0, still not upgraded, still not increased it, so I still represents 0, and the number 20 is not inside in this 0, it's inside this 1, so the compiler will not print for us this line of code inside the if statement. The compiler will complete, we get back again to the update and update the I by 1, so the I, it will increase the I by 1, so the I now become 1, so 1 less than 5 is true. The compiler get back again to the for loop, execute the value of the for loop. We are at iteration 1, and we will come here to the if condition to break. If statement, find 20 equal array of 1. That's true because the 20 number, it's position number 1 inside the array. So here when the compiler comes to check the condition of if statement, 20 equal array of 1, yes, 20 it's position number 1 inside the index of the array. So the compiler will go inside the if statement and execute this line of code. Find 20, it will represent 20, so it will be 20 found at position 1. If we'll not use break, let's do run. If we'll not use break, the compiler will print for us the rest iterations. But we use break to not let the compiler complete in the for loop. First here, when the I was 0, so the compiler not print for us 20 found at position 1. Why? Because I, it was represent 0, and 0 is stored inside it. First index stored inside number 2, not 20. So the compiler just print for us this line of code because the condition of for loop was true. We are at iteration 0, and that's true. And when the compiler come to check the if statement condition, it was false, so the compiler not get inside it and get back again to the for loop and update the I by 1. So I, it's become 1 and still less than 5. Compiler go inside the for loop body and execute this line of code for second time. We are at iteration 1, but index number 1 stored inside it number 20 that we're looking for it. So once we reach index number 1 stored inside it number 20 that we're looking for it, the compiler reach here in if statement and check that find 20 it's equal array of 1. The 20 stored inside index number 1 in the array. So the compiler go inside the if statement and execute for us this line of code, which is 20 found at position 1. But the compiler also not to break, complete to do the iteration for us and complete in the for loop until the condition of the for loop become false. And that's make our program slow. To optimize our program, to optimize our program efficiency, performance, we have to use break statement. What we use break statement here, the compiler once achieve our goal, which is 20 equal array, which is when we found 20 in the specific index that's stored inside the array, but we'll do exit from hold the for loop and finish the program, and that's lead to optimize our program performance and make your program faster and faster. Look, once we did run with the break statement, the compiler first display for us the first line of code in the for loop after the condition of the for loop was true. So 0 less or equal 5 true, we are at the iteration 0. And come here to if statement, it wasn't true, it was false, so the compiler not get inside this if statement to execute this line of code and get back again to the for loop, update I by 1, 1 less than 5, it's true. Again, print for us this line of code, we are at iteration 1. And you saw a console screen printed for second time, but this time when the compiler checked the if statement condition, it was true because 20 it's stored inside the first index of the array. So the condition is true, and the compiler go inside the if statement and execute for us this line of code, which is 20 found at position 1, which is true because 20 is stored here as a port inside the second index of the array. So because it's true, the compiler print for us this line of code, and I don't want the compiler finish, get back to the for loop and do more iterations. I want the compiler exit me out of the for loop to enhance or optimize my program performance or efficiency. So I use break statement. Once I use break statement, the compiler not finish the rest of the code of the for loop. So for that we use break statements. It's help us to enhance our program efficiency and performance, and also it has a lot of use. We will take it in the future. That was the lesson of today, guys. See you next lesson. Ciao.